Welcome back to Awful Movie Reviews,
Boys, we got ourselves a problem.
We're this week reviewing Humanoids from the Deep, also known as Monster, and you know what to expect. In terms of story, it's as classic as it gets for a film this type. A string of brutal killings occur in the small coastal town of Noyo, and the townspeople soon find out that they are being attacked by a mutated race of humanoid fish, hungry for human flesh. It bears many similarities with science fiction movies from the 1950s. Now, first things first, to be fair, this isn't as bad as some of the other movies I've formerly reviewed, but that still isn't much of a comparison. It's got a few moments here and there, but it feels horribly underwhelming in the end. I felt like everything was underdeveloped here. The characters are extremely shallow and superficial, and are quite bland. There's nothing special about them. And the cinematography was quite clunky, and I found that it ruined the movie a bit. It sometimes felt like I was watching an amateur flick, and I got the feeling that the cast had no clue sometimes as to what they were doing. Bear in mind that they are never mentioned again. There's this really cringy fight as well that breaks out during the movie, and where everybody is just punching each other like a bunch of lunatics. Ooh, right in the kisser. The writers tried to introduce some social commentary into this movie, like the rights of the Native Americans, or the threat of big business on a small-town local economy, but it's all left unfinished, unresolved, and unanswered, as the pig quickly leaves it all behind in order to descend down the hole of exploitation, showing us way too much unnecessary nudity and lots of mindless gore. During the final climax, we get to see silly character after silly character being torn to pieces by the humanoid, and it quickly becomes tedious. And for a movie that reportedly had a budget of $2.5 million, the acting is surprisingly weak. I've seen movies where the budget was way smaller, and the acting was yet way better. I will give them a thumbs up for the special effects. Even though they do look cheesy, they aren't too bad either. And that's just about the only reason why someone would watch this anyways, I think. But that isn't it, because we also get to learn that the main scientist has got something to do with this disaster.
Now we add DNA 5, which carries genetic information that stimulates the growth hormone in frogs. With the aid of DNA 5, adulthood is reached in a matter of days.
So what's the point?
We were duplicating this process to accelerate the growth of salmon when heavy tidal surges tore apart one of our experimental tanks. 3,000 DNA-treated salmon escaped into the ocean. It's my theory that feeding on the DNA 5 treated salmon may have brought about evolution in more primitive fish, like coelacanth, which was discovered in this area a few years ago by a local marine biologist. In one lifetime, this creature seems to evolve through 4 growth stages.
And once again, she seems to take really little responsibility for the catastrophe that occurred. The ending leaves questions unanswered, but not in a suspenseful and ambiguous manner, but just in a sloppy and superficial way. And the very end also shamelessly rips off the original chest-bursting scene from Alien. I don't know how they got away with it. Overall, Humanoids from the Deep isn't horrible, but it's a very under-average science fiction horror movie, and there are tons and tons of other flicks just like it. Don't waste your time on it.